Most of the time, that's going to be a sock ply issue. And generally what happens is you guys are brand new, you don't quite understand sock ply fit, and I would like to refer you to a video that we have specifically on sock ply fit, but more than likely you probably need to increase your sock ply fit. If that doesn't resolve the issue or you can't fix it for whatever reason, give us a call, we'll set up an appointment and we will evaluate the fit of your prosthesis. Can I wear my prosthesis at the pool, lake, or ocean? I can tell you, not all prostheses are designed to be worn in the water. Some are designed to be worn in the water, but not necessarily in the ocean because of the salt environment. So if you have questions, let's say you've got a vacation scheduled or whatever, and you're interested in those issues, I would be able to better answer that specifically, knowing what your prosthesis, how it's fabricated, and what components were selected for use. Also, if you don't have a specific water prosthesis, those can be designed and fabricated, which is pretty common. So if you need a prosthesis specifically for swimming or for showering, for whatever reason, those can be designed and fabricated. So you're stuck in your prosthesis. First of all, don't panic. Being in your prosthesis for a 24-hour period or whatever is not going to hurt anything, other than it's probably unnerving that you can't get this thing off. More than likely, you have a sock that is wedged inside your pin. This is what we call a pin suspension prosthesis, and as you shrink throughout the day, you add a sock to the fit. This is what it should look like when you don the prosthesis. The sock should be nice and tight with no wrinkles. And then when you don this or put this down into the socket, the locking mechanism is clean and clear. There's nothing in it to wedge it. All these locks are either compression or clutch fit, and they're designed and machined to engage this pin. So some folks get in a hurry or they just don't realize, or inadvertently, however it happens. Let me relax this sock for a second. But what happens is they put their prosthesis on like this, and they're in a hurry and they jam this down into the lock, and the sock is caught in it. So what happens is you guys come in and we have to take the lower part of your prosthesis off. I don't know if you can see that pin. You can't see the pin, but I have to take this off and then I can see the pin, and I usually can push that out. So that's how we resolve that. We have 24-hour call service, so if it's truly a legitimate emergency, you will be able to get a hold of a practitioner and we can get that issue resolved. If not, let's say it's late at night, you just realize, hey, my prosthesis won't come off. It's totally fine to sleep in it. I know it may be a pain to have to wear that in bed, but it's not going to hurt anything. When you're a new amputee, that's going to require many more visits than as when you become what we call a seasoned amputee. Obviously, if you have been an amputee for 2 or 3 years or longer, we see those folks maybe every 6 months or so. When you're a brand new amputee, your limb changes so fast, and your basically what we call your functional level changes, which requires maybe some alignment changes. We maybe see you guys, at least initially, the first week you're fit, we'll see you once a week for the first 3 weeks, and then usually every other week for a couple of visits. Then after that, about every 2 to 3 months. By the time we release you and let you guys go, you're pretty savvy with the prosthesis and you understand how it's supposed to work, fit, and feel. So obviously if issues come up, you guys call and make those appointments. So it's kind of two different answers. As a brand new amputee, we're going to see you pretty often, probably weekly for the first month or two, and then probably every couple of 3 months. As a seasoned amputee, down the road, you're just kind of wondering big picture stuff here. If you've been an amputee for more than 2 years, we're probably seeing you every 6 months or so, unless there's a problem. I will say these things are mechanical, so it's like the car. These things may plug along and be great, and then all of a sudden one day it just starts making a noise or whatever. That's pretty common. Same thing. You just call us, we'll make an appointment, and we'll evaluate what's going on. The first answer is you can wear pretty much any shoe you want to as long as the heel height is the same, and I'm going to explain what that means. Typical shoe that most folks wear when they come in and are fit with a prosthesis is a tennis shoe. Now, most tennis shoes have what's called a 3/8 inch heel rise, and what that means is if you look at the heel of the prosthetic foot, it is about 3/8 of an inch higher than the ball or the toe of the foot. So, as long as you match that shoe heel height with this foot, it'll walk pretty normal. And an extreme example of how that would not work is if say it was a female foot and you try to put that prosthesis into a high heel. Basically what it does is it takes the whole entire prosthesis and shoves your knee forward. So when we evaluate you and fit you with your first prosthesis, that's one of the questions we ask you is what type of footwear do you generally wear? If you're a male and you wear cowboy boots exclusively, that's a 3/4 inch heel. So when we order your foot, it'll have a 3/4 inch heel rise. If you're a female and you have to wear tennis shoes because you work out or whatever, and then you have a career where you have to wear high heels, there are a few feet out there that have adjustable heel heights. So we can kind of work through those. But to answer your question, you can wear any shoe you want to as long as the heel height's the same. It can be a leather, nice dress shoe, it can be a tennis shoe, whatever you want. They also make feet that are flat. Those feet don't come in many carbon fiber or what we call energy storing options. So if you do wear a flat foot, it's usually designed for the beach or a flip-flop, something like that, or maybe even a shower foot that's designed to not even wear with a shoe. And the bottom of the foot is actually, it's corrugated or has a texture to it, so it's non-slip. So usually the only issues most amputees run into is trying to put on a flat shoe like a KED or something like that. You can walk on it, it's just not going to be comfortable because basically what happens is now it tilts the prosthesis back, and if you wear a flat shoe and you feel or experience knee pain, that's what's causing that. It's basically shoving your knee backwards the wrong way.